Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's cHB, and today in the arena we are playing Ertai Resurrected, competitive historic Brawl. For those of you watching this on the day it's released, which is 90% plus of my audience that watches my standard videos, today is the last day before the Meat Hook Massacre update comes out and that card gets banned in standard. And then we're going to go back to standard videos, and we're going to take this weekend off from doing historic Brawl videos. So we're probably going to take at least a week, maybe more, off of historic Brawl to do the standard videos. And a big thank you to competitive historic Brawl for bridging the gap over the dead standard. It's made the last few days much more fun for me than trying to play decks with theorizing that Meat Hook Massacre does exist, when in fact when you do play against people it will exist very much in standard over the last few days. What the phenomenon is, when a card gets banned, we don't all agree not to play it. We all play the crap out of it for the last 3 days like we're getting our money's worth. So not playing standard for the last few days and seeing Meat Hook Massacre and groaning because we know it's getting banned, why can't they just ban it now, and instead getting to play historic Brawl, big improvement. So what are we doing? What's up with Ertai Resurrected? This is a really cool, and I mean it, a really cool Dimir commander. Dimir has struggled. It has some neat commanders, but it's really hard to make a good Dimir deck for a lot of years there. Like Toxrill was a big one that was like, okay, maybe that's the Dimir commander. Ashiok was one that a lot of people used, but that was basically scuffed 5-mana Bolus Dragon God, and everybody knew it. And then lately we've had Tasha, which Tasha is a really great commander, but it does depend how you feel about alchemy. Urtai doesn't ask you to answer the alchemy question. And in fact, I built this deck without any alchemy cards in the hopes that people who avoid Tasha because it's alchemy can find a Dimir commander that they love that's competitive in Ertai Resurrected. Urtai is a 3/2 flash, and when it enters the battlefield, you counter a spell, activated ability, or triggered ability, its controller draws a card, or destroy target creature or planeswalker, its controller draws a card. You end up giving the opponent a lot of cards with this, but when you have this in the command zone, you have a removal spell or a counter spell on demand, or a stifle. Like, countering triggers is something that is often, and I mean really often, forgotten when it comes to Ertai Resurrected. So how do you build the best, most competitive version of Ertai Resurrected for historic Brawl? You build around one card that is not your commander, and you get these two together and you do not let them apart. See, these two are the dream. This is a power couple right here. This is the dream team. Narset, Parter of Veils, and Ertai Resurrected. Narset says opponents can't draw more than one card each turn, and Ertai has flash. So on their turn, they get their draw step, and then you flash in Ertai, you blow up whatever, you counter whatever, and they don't draw because of Narset. So instead of having Narset as kind of a, wow, it would be really nice to draw Narset, I built the deck around getting and keeping Narset. When you got a good woman, ladies and gentlemen, you keep her happy. That 97% of you plus some amount of the 3%, you understand, you get it. So shout out to all of you making that work. We've got a lot of cards. Most of the cards that you see in the deck will revolve around two things: rebuying and or protecting Narset, or rebuying and or protecting Urtai. So if you look at a card like Alchemist Retrieval that returns a permanent to its owner's hand, to your hand, if you play it for 1 blue, you can save Narset from a lethal attack, or you can rebuy Urtai to use the trigger again. Essence Flux, blink the Urtai. What we got? Confront the Past, get back the Narset. Malachor Rebirth, reuse the Urtai. Blink of an Eye, Geist Wave, into the Royal. The thinking is, we don't need a million Heartless Axe or Infernal Grasp, but because we have Urtai, Urtai will kill the things that needs to be killed out of the command zone and pretty much on demand. What we need is more ways to use and abuse Urtai and keep up with the card advantage that it might give our opponent if we don't get our waifu on the battlefield. So a blink of an eye, Geist Wave, into the Royal, all ways to both draw cards and rebuy Urtai to use its awesome ability again. Tyrant Scorn is a must here. It bounces Urtai from standard gone past. Man, only really used in Dimir Historic Brawl now, but here we are. A whole bunch of the little trinket artifacts to gain some value, because you do need to keep up with your opponent's value. Cards like Divide by Zero, get back your own Narset, get back your own Urtai. You see where this is going. Demonic Bargain, Grim Tutor, tutor up Narset. Most of the time, that's what you're doing. Soul transfer, get back Narset or Urtai. Liliana of the Veil is here because if they exile Narset, it's nice to just have another cheap Planeswalker because we have all these ways to rebuy and reuse Planeswalkers. Liliana can make the opponent sacrifice their stuff. Sometimes you bring out Urtai, you make them draw a card, and then you use Liliana Plus to make them discard it. That's also a pretty cool synergy. We're in Dimir, so we don't deal with artifacts well at all. So we have Karn the Great Creator to tutor for against people who are going to drop Jeweled Lotus and Hedron Archive and all the above against us. It happens more than you think it should. Cosmos Elixir, we don't have much life gain in Dimir, so this will help us regain some life and get card advantage to keep up with our own Urtai, which is very much a challenge. I still think the right sweeper suite for black and blue decks is to have a Shadow's Verdict, have a Blood on the Snow, have a River's Rebuke. Those are the three for me. As long as you have some tutors in your deck, you should have them when you need them. Speaking of tutors, Cruelty of Gix gets you your Narset, brings back your Urtai. Eldest Reborn can get Narset out of the graveyard. Blood on the Snow can get back Narset. Just keep Narset around, and eventually you cast Memory and you have Narset, and you draw 7 and they draw 1. And it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. A few notable lands that we wouldn't run in other decks. One is Riptide Laboratory. You actually end up tutoring for this land pretty often because it's the final piece of the lock when you've got things going your way. This can return Urtai to your hand so you can cast it again and again and again, blowing up and countering everything your opponent plays. Nice. The other one is Detection Tower. I'm not actually that afraid of Hexproof, but since I don't run a lot of the sacrifice items in this deck, like Soul Shatter, because I have Urtai handling most of my removal responsibilities, this can be good. But the other cool thing about it, Urtai can counter your own triggered abilities, and the controller of that ability draws a card. It's janky, it's silly, it's stupid, and it shouldn't happen, but it does. Sometimes you have Detection Tower, you activate it to make your opponent's creatures lose hexproof, and then you cast Urtai and you counter that ability because you didn't need it, and you draw a card. Easy value engine near the end of the game. So that's how you just draw your deck with Riptide Laboratory. The deck is a little bit, it's very fun, and I love playing it with the idea that we're just always going to try to get Narset and Urtai together in every game that we possibly can. Today's patron shout out goes to Anton Kozlov. You're very cool, Anton. Appreciate you. If you would like to support the channel, check out the link in the description or go to patreon.com/covertgoblue. Check out the perks and benefits, and you might get a shout out in a future video, just like Anton here. And on that note, with standard Meat Hook Massacre List standard right around the corner, this is the last day. Thank you to everybody who's enjoyed the videos and stuck with me in the meantime. Let's dive in. Let the Urtai nonsense begin. Domri can't be countered. That messes with my strategy, but we have the Narset in hand, so we have to keep it. Often forgotten, we don't have to counter things with Urtai, we can just kill things. And just send Domri back to the Shadow Realm. But protecting Narset against Gruel is hard. We will see if we're able to keep our girl alive. Well, the hand is full of fun. All kinds of fun for the opponent. Divide by 0 might catch him. We could also hit this with Into the Royal and just set them back, make them cast it next turn, then divide by 0 the Domri, then play Urtai, counter the Domri, then they recast the Domri for 5. Yeah, it gets ugly. I think more likely we need to mess with the things the Domri plays, because they'll feel safe and warm knowing it can't be countered. Of course, if we bounce the Domri here with the Into the Royal, we might be able to keep Narset on the field. Ooh. Well, when you put it like that, back in your hand, we'll just throw Narset right at him. No minus. No minus on Narset. This is going to be something you might see a lot from this deck, especially against something that has haste creatures, puts Narset under pressure constantly. Gore Claw. Okay. We'll play this land. So we got to untap. That's good. We can hit this with a divide by 0. We can also let Narset take the hit. We can also kill it with Urtai. I think that's the plan. And we'll do it on upkeep before they get the benefit of their discount. This will draw them a card, but then their regular draw step won't trigger because of Narset. And we are doing it. We are definitely doing it. We have a body on the field to defend her. She's down here on 5 loyalty. And now if anything happens to Urtai, of course we can cast it again from the command zone. Maybe we'll even bounce him and use him again. Rada. Rada looking for a land drop, perhaps. Land from hand, so not a land on top of the deck. All right, I've got the divide. I've got the Typhoon. I've got the Narset. Everything's pretty good. Whether or not to play the gate, I think I play the untapped land here, but I think I'm actually going to minus Narset here. I'm feeling that good about it. Dark Ritual. We could play Shark Typhoon. What's the better line, though? I mean, it's gotta be Shark Typhoon, right? But what if they kill it? That's always the problem with Shark Typhoon. I think I'll take the transfer. It's a way to get Narset back if anything happens to her. And then we have Fatal Push Divide by 0 this turn. They do have their Domri, which we want to Tail's End. So I guess I'll play an untapped land. Let them have Rada for a minute. See what they do with Rada. Does have first strike when attacking. It's kind of tempting to let Urtai die so I can play it again and get the counter removal value while Narset's still on the field. Alright, they did hit a land on top. The Caretaker, Hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on another creature. Holy cow! Well, that's big. Hashtag very big. All right, divide by 0. Go away. And let's discard the gate. Ooh, that's a good one too. I was gonna block with this. Now I'm not sure if I should. I guess I still have to if I want Narset to live, but this gets Narset right back. If we still have Urtai, or if we have Narset actually. All right, so if we let Narset die, and then we Vile Offering this and get Narset back, then they don't get to draw a card, whereas they would if we got Urtai back even with the Narset, so yeah. The other thing is I could block this, like so, and then Fatal Push Rada. I think I like that even better, because now this can hang out in the graveyard, and then we can bring it back. Or, you know what, we're on 5 mana. Let's move it. Let's save the Vile Offering. Just give it time. So that's our Revolt for the push. No Rada. There's 6 mana. Urtai's available. Use the Narset, Memory Lapse. A lot of choices. Fun, unquote, deck with a lot of choices. And they know right now I can just play Urtai, which counters something and they don't draw. Oh, it's so dirty. It's so dirty. I love it. Let's make Domri cost a little bit more, shall we? Especially with a Memory Lapse in hand. Moss Viper. 1/1 Death Touch. Okay. I have a Shark Typhoon I can throw in front of that. An Essence Flux? Oh god. We chill. We're good. Everything's great. If I get to flicker this, I'll be so happy. I'll be insanely, deliriously happy. Hornet Queen. No. Nope, nope, nope. And you get no card. Compass? That's fun. I guess I still don't necessarily want to be forced into blinking this, so we'll just chill. Why did it tap my blue? It held up the castle activation. Okay. Okay, deck. Ancient Copper Dragon. When it hits you, roll a d20, make treasure. Sure. That seems fun. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to do one more fetch before this goes away. We have the board perfectly under control. Lands absolutely matter. And now we have a Maze of Ith type card, Spires of Arazka. And some of you are like, cHB, hurry up. You're playing with your food. Look, I am thoroughly enjoying that which I have earned. Now, this card is a little terrifying. So if I can find a way to mill it, I'll feel great. Never mind. Not necessary. Bolas. Bolas is a tough competition, but we've got the Tome, so we will keep this hand. And hopefully Tome isn't taken by a turn 1 Thoughtseize. Or whatever else discard effect they have. Yay, tap land. Alright, and not hit by a turn 2 Abrade. That would also be nice. Just any little value rock, or like Search for Azcanta, you definitely keep against Bolas. Opponent has a Cold Steel Heart. Could divide it by 0, but I think we just save that for when they play their Planeswalker. And we'll chill on our Tome. Their Planeswalker, their creature that's also a Planeswalker, whatever you want to call it. Alright, they do nothing, we'll draw. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, let's develop. We could hold up Urtai here, but let's get the Signet down. Opponent doesn't appear to have any counter magic, so they probably have an ocean of removal spells. Alright, so they could have a Spell Pierce. Let's try to divide this by 0. Yeah, always Bolas plus 1 mana counter is what these gamers believe in. Alright, I think we just let the Fatal Push go and use Urtai, and then we have Essence Flux and Memory Lapse and Tome. We'll probably go on like this for a while. But the opponent probably loves drawing those cards. Yep, they'll take Counterspell. No point in countering the Thoughtseize here, because then you can't counter whatever their 4 mana play is. We gotta find Narset though. This is gonna get ugly. I think if they want to spot remove Urtai here, we let them. It does give us another Counterspell in the future. Soul Transfer, not bad. Cosmos Elixir might be very good. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, easy mode. That card will give them fits. Yes, please. They are Grixis, so they can remove artifacts. Like, if they were Mono Black or Dimir, they'd have pretty much nothing, but Red can do it. So let's see if they brought artifact removal with them. And they go for Nicole Bolas with a mana open again. Alright, Memory Lapse that. They know about this. They're doing it anyway. Do they have another 1 mana counter spell? Because that's how these Bolas gamers play. A lot of like 1 mana Thoughtseize, Duress, Inquisition, Miscast, Spell Pierce, Swan Song. It's all about Resolve Bolas. If they can win that fight, they believe they can win the game. Man, if only I could make them shuffle. Time to draw that extra card. Dark Ritual. Big mana advantage there. Here's Bolas. A counter. Okay, no counter spell from them. We're gonna make them push Bolas out of their command zone 100 times if that's what it takes. Because now our card advantage engines are very much online, and we should be able to keep up with removing that thing unless we get unlucky. And then we need to find Narset, so we can start using Urtai without being punished. Beautiful. Alchemist Retrieval, that can be a reuse on Urtai. Blink of an Eye can be a reuse. Cruelty, that's a good proactive play. No creatures in the graveyard though. Have to find a spot for Urtai. That's a creature. That is a creature. Draw a card, discard. When it dies, return it. Okay, let's go for this. Counter it, don't kill it, or it'll just come back. Opponent with a Heartless Act. Nice. We could flux it, but that would give them another draw trigger. Let's just retrieve. Hey, you get a card, opponent. Don't be too sad. Beautiful. Cruelty. And Brainstorm, Negate, Scorn, Eliminate. That Negate is not helping them win the counter wars with Urtai. You'll love to see that. Do they have a way to shuffle with Brainstorm? They have a castle. They can scry with it. So we might see them get rid of, like, Eliminate and Tyrant Scorn. Here's a Duress. Sure. Take your pick. Probably picks Blink of an Eye. But we'll see. Soul Transfer might also scare them. It does scare them. Ah, that Brainstorm, I just drew 3 feeling. Doesn't replace Ancestral Recall, but you do love it. Sigs, sure. Only keeping up on mana. 10. 9. But we have the Dark Ritual. So what's the tutor? They don't have many cards for a Thought Distortion, so I think we're just getting Narset. Now they might still have Eliminate. That's fine. We will defend Narset till the end. Because Narset plus Urtai is combo. There's the Negate. Here's the Scorn. We'll see if they also held an Eliminate. If they knew this was as much of a Narset deck as I play it as, they would hold that Eliminate, but I don't know if they did or not. Resolves.
Past, present, and adjust the trick.
Geist Wave, nice. Just all the protection we can find. Cosmos Elixir, how many cards have you drawn? It's getting kind of absurd. Soul Transfer would be awesome right now, since we also have the enchantment. Here's Bolas. Just counter Bolas here, or try to. Whoa, we got worried with a Dark Ritual in our hand. We can decline and get it back with cruelty, but I kind of want their Locust God. But then if the Locust God dies, they get it back. It goes back into the graveyard from battlefield, then enters their hand. So we're just going to decline, and we're going to leave it there and get it with cruelty. And I am going to discard this dismal backwater that we never used. And here comes Urtai. Does it feel hopeless yet, opponent? Does it feel hopeless? Ooh! We do that. We do that. Oh, baby. I'm a happy guy. Never enough card draw. Yeah, good night, Bolus. Got you. Elves, give me my Shadow's Verdict, please. No Shadow's Verdict. We go first, which is very good. We have Into the Royal, which is an okay stall. We have Search for His Content to try to help us find the Verdict. But it's not like we're ramping. This is a very good hand against most opponents. Here, I have this weird feeling I'm supposed to mulligan it and look for a tutor or a sweeper. Like, are we going to get to discover the formula before we die against Elves on the play? With an Into the Royal and an Urtai? Probably. I think we'll get to discover the formula before we die. That means I should keep. This might be a very painful land. Because if we discover the formula, it's probably one of the best looks we have at hitting 3. You know what I'm going to say. Hitting a sweeper. We get 3 Seeks for a sweeper. And they come out cheap. Alright, our opponent is on the move as expected. Dark Ritual, we'll keep that. That can make sure that Discover actually happens. This turn is a Memory Lapse turn, so let's get this down. Just about anything of reasonable, like 3 mana or higher cost was going to get Memory Lapsed there. Thoughtseizes? Nope, no time, and it costs life, and all their cards kind of do the same thing, really. Oh, that's pretty good. That's quite the draw. Oh my goodness. Just about anything. I'll rewind here. They know about the Urtai too. They're not going to play around it. They're not going to play around Urtai. I mean, I didn't think I'd find something better than Discover the Formula, but I think I just did, which is to kill all of their elves. But these aren't the scary elves. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. There are much scarier elves. Let's do the Discover. Inquisition. Nope. Or, wait, they have a Marwyn. And we have 3 mana for an Elixir. Or hold up Urtai. Hold on, where are we at? We're on 5? This is close, right? We really want to get the Elixir down. Yeah, let's keep it, take the Marwyn, play the Elixir. What you got there? Crows and Grip? We're not playing the Elixir. Alright, you go. What are we doing with our mana then? Actually, if we play the Tome, they'll probably blow that up, won't they? Let's do it. I'm even just going to use it now, and then our Elixir is more likely to stay. I might have hit a land there, so we went for it. Actually, the Grip might go after the Azcanta. Get back Marwyn. Cast Marwyn. We'll bounce Marwyn. Let the circus continue. Otawara. Let's flip. We are down black mana. A little awkward. Compass can fix it. Is that what we're going to spend our turn doing? Playing Compass and getting a swamp? That Marwyn's got to go, right? Swamp doesn't do that. Let's do it like this. Let's draw. Mind Stone. Let's royal the Marwyn. There's my swamp. Took a minute, but we got there. Mana is coming together. Still no sweeper, though. And now the Planeswalker's on the field, but Urtai can deal.
I was not born in the sky, but I pretend
Here's Marwyn. Urtai can deal again. Unfortunately, gotta give him cards to do all that. We're on 7 lands, so getting the compass down seems real good. The Lyanna can minus. I really want to do Urtai Essence Flux, though. Although, this has to die. So let's get that job done. Compass. End step, flip. Can stop an attacker. The opponent didn't get to grip it. Visionary, gross. Do I need to kill that now? Before they can put something else on the stack and draw a card? Need to review my top card. Is it a sweeper? Is it a sweeper? It would change a lot. Change everything. Okay. This ultimating is an absolute disaster as well. If they attack and I use the spires, then they're gonna get me. But if this dies, if this dies, okay. Then I just recast it. A lot of people forget that. They've got something. I don't know. They might have some can't be countered. Oh, we know they have the grip. I don't know what I'm worried about. We know about the grip. Yep, there's the grip. Cool. Now they don't have mana to cast many more things. Okay. They drew a Llanowar. Buff the Light Blade.
is our greatest strength.
Huh. Okay. It's expensive. My God, is it expensive? Kill that. Back to the command zone.
Your triumph.
I'm not very afraid of an attacker right here, but so I'm gonna get this down, and hopefully we don't get crater hoofed. Tail's End. I'm sure I'll find a use for you. There's always a trigger of some kind to stop. Like this thing -6ing is very much a thing that can be a problem.
Don't get cocky. I'm not alone.
The elite, sure. If they attack, do we trade? No, if they attack, I attack their commander. Yep, they don't want to kill this now because they figured out how that works. It's a real problem. A real problem for sure. Alright, colorless. Blue is fine. Play a Mind Stone. Gotta keep the mana moving, but now we're getting to a spot with the life gain from the elixir and all the mana that we can start doing things like activating his Kanta. We just have to keep the opponent from absolutely killing us, as elves tend to do.
We will unleash an autumn of steel leaves.
It's a very decent card. Holy cow. And as a 4/4, are you kidding me? All right. Let's turn the elite around. We take 1. Let's activate his Kanta. See if we can find something good. Confront the past. Cut down. I don't know which one I actually like more here. Killing their commander seems pretty good to me. But cut down is so cheap. One less Llanowar elf in the world. Consider off the top. Let's see what it finds. Could shape our turn. We don't need that. Wow. 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 Gotta find Narset. If we find Narset, everything's really good. Like right now, I don't have to be too afraid. They have to figure out how to attack me, and they have another turn before this goes off. I could also play Liliana Plus. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably won't get to use the gate and the Azcanta unless they attack all in, which they might not see a point in doing. I think we just pass. I think we chill. Make them figure out how to deal with this Urtai that I can cast from my command zone that can just absolutely wreck them. They might decide their best chance is to try to ult the Planeswalker, which means they can't attack. So let's see what they do. Yeah, that's what they decided. Okay, this means we get to just kick back, grab all these cards. Bankbuster, awesome. 3 more cards, please. We get to seek with the gate because we didn't have to use the spires. We draw a disallow. Oh, that's going to be brutal. Here's my Bankbuster. If they're not attacking, we got no issues just chilling. I'm going to start keeping land though. We have so many things to do with mana, we don't want to run out of it. Fatal Push will keep. That is not bad at all. So the opponent probably pluses this turn. And then next turn goes for Regal Force, which Disallow or Tail's End absolutely destroys. That's a good Fatal Push target. Oh yeah, they're pretty much in the lock now. I don't want to reveal them the commit. Although the commit is, yeah, the Malika Rebirth, that if they know about it, it makes it so much worse to attack me, right? Like right now, they're in a squeeze. If I attack their Planeswalker, they have to block something, and then I Rebirth and get this back, kill their Planeswalker anyway. What they don't know is I don't really want to do that. I guess I just should. I'm really enjoying my sit back and wait, but I want to Tails End their Planeswalkers so badly. I'm a bad person. So let's just play the Shark Typhoon, because that seems like a play we can make. And then I want to give them hope. So I'm just going to play this as a land. And like I said, I'm going to start keeping land. There it is.
I'm a persistent problem.
And we counter the trigger. And that's game. Oh, Elves. When you have sweepers and it's not the right play, you know your hand is pretty good against Elves. We've got a Trinket of Compass, we got some Stall with Royal, and we're up against Joda the Unifier on the draw, which is a little scary, but it means Jawari is really likely to hit something. Ramp? Yep. Ramp Joda. That is this deck. Ooh, I need another blue. Do I get this down? Yeah. If like the punish is a Domri, something like that, that makes Joda uncounterable. Allosaurus Shepherd is another good example. Savella is a very good card. This can be used for mana in any combination of colors. However, it can get me a draw off my Urtai if we stall. Let's see what they do with her. Oh, they have the land drop. If they activate the ability, they didn't activate the ability. If they had activated the ability, it would have played around Jawari. But this is an activated ability. It takes another green to use. Use this before they have Stifle Mana open. It is Historic Brawl. Let's see what they do. I really want to have this turn where I play Urtai, draw a card from their Savella, and use Urtai on something important. Vessel. They'll just have endless mana. I don't think we fight the endless mana, though. I think what we do here is we kill Savella, let them have the Vessel. Is that right? I think that's right. And then we Thought Erasure their hand. Yeah, try to figure out how to basically keep their powerful things from happening. You can also Royal this. That gets us a card deeper and buys us another turn. I think I like it better with Urtai, though. So we play you, trigger, destroy you. You get a card. I get a card. Yeah. Tyrant scoring, cool. Alright, this is another blue source. Maybe I want to hold 4 up. I haven't activated Compass yet, which makes me feel weird. For sure we attack. Not Thought Erasing here also feels weird. Let's go for it. Golos will Joira Valky. This is all bad. So we need to counter something. We want to leave them with the most expensive thing. I guess Joira is something that if you bounce it, they get no value right away. This is the most expensive thing, so we take the Golos. And there's a Grim Tutor on top of our deck to go get Narset. We'll leave that right where it is. So we're not going to activate the Compass this turn. I'm going to play this. Which means we don't have a counterspell for the Tybalt, but hopefully they don't just run it out. Okay, they run out Valky. That's great. Have a look at my hand. Go for it. Oh, we should have responded to that, because now they're going to play Offering. Oh, bad play. With the trigger on the stack, I was supposed to respond. Please give me another chance. Please give me another chance. Please give me another chance. They're not going to. Okay. Shit. I really screwed up. Like, really bad. Yeah, I self-sabotaged bad letting them have this Golos. Now I have to play Urtai and kill it. Letting them spin it would be a huge mistake, right? I had it too. All I had to do was Tyrant scoring this Valky with the trigger on the stack. And they would play Joira, and it would be a much more manageable situation. It's not over, but it was a really bad mistake. I think, though, what I might do, though, is counter whatever they play, and then go get Karn. Have Karn shut these artifacts off. Could block. Blocking puts this back in the command zone to be a counter next turn. You go for Elder, sure. I might not be able to do that line. Joda, counter. So Fabro Elder makes a lot of mana. We can kill it with the Scorn though. So what does it tap for right now? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Joda costs 9. Convenient. What a draw. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go. They might top deck a land and Valky me, but I think we take the chance. All right, yeah, replay the artifacts. We'll go get Karn. Shut that down. But how will I beat the Valky? Black, red. They just need an untapped land to play it. I guess Urtai. You know, we just rebuy Urtai, right?
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, their artifact mana doesn't work now. So they didn't draw land, so they have to play Elder, which we can scorn. They play Valky, which misses. We're at 14. Yeah, might dig my way out of this yet. Cruelty. I can take the Joyra, which is a big deal. Let's destroy the thing that makes mana. Play the Cruelty. Take the Joyra. Bolus's Citadel. Oh god, it's all artifacts. It's all artifacts. Karn, you monster. You absolute beast. Throw some attacks, throw some hands. We've still got the Spires to turn around the Valky. Yep. I mean, they can still cast stuff with the Citadel. They can't activate the ability, but they can cast stuff. Let's see what they hit. They hit a land. And then there's another land, I think. Alright, they don't attack. Their life total is an issue now. Alright, what do we get? How do we finish this? What's the haymaker that puts it out of reach? Normally, I would go straight for Narset. I don't have a World Tree in my deck. Normally, I would go straight for Narset. They do have that Citadel, but if we do them enough damage, it doesn't help them very much. Could also bounce it. Could bounce it very cheaply. Man, there's a lot of ways we could take this. I'm sticking to my game plan. We're grabbing Narset. All right. Let's see what we hit with Narset. Some way to blink or bounce Urtai, perhaps? Only have one blue left. Oh, baby. I guess I'll take Golos. Seems good. They did this to me. I'm gonna do it to them. What is the absolute best land? Probably got to be Hall of Storm Giants, right? Oh, the lab. The lab with Urtai and Narset. I keep checking if that's an artifact. It never is, but you know. All right, you have 8 life and a Citadel. Let's see how good you can use it. With only 8 life, they can't hit me too hard. They even played a land from hand, so their next land means they have to stop. They're at 1. They play a Shadow Spear they can't activate. It returns Savella. That's pretty good. They play a Heart. You know, these things with Tashar are really good, even if they can't activate them. Wow. I mean, yeah, that they definitely did a lot there with the Tashar. Tashar was not something I expected. But I get the Joyra. All right, how do we finish this? 1 damage. 1 damage. I don't have a flyer or anything. If I attack with a menace creature, they've got to block it. Is there a way I can pump it? Not really. So I don't think that's a good use of mana when we have Riptide Urtai now to just slowly kill everything they do. It's an interesting spot for sure. Let's play a Buster. Draw a card. Wash Away seems really good against a Joda. Actually, no Escanta. We don't need it. We don't need it. They're at 1, so they have to block this. We don't need Golos that bad. Get a chump. We chill. And all these artifacts and 1 Karn the Great Creator turning them off. The opponent has a good amount of mana here now. Here comes Joda. They're going to get back Valky. We are going to wash away the Joda. How much mana do they have left? 1? We can wait. Let's make sure that our creature, like this doesn't change our attack. We have to make sure our planeswalkers survive the attack, and we should be able to win. Just make sure our planeswalkers survive the attack. Nothing in the graveyard, so that's fine. Can't use it. My turn. Man, it's, combined with Joyra, this is absolute toxic. We cast it, we destroy their creature, they don't draw because of Narset, we draw because of Joyra. Oh my goodness. And we are back for the post-game wrap on Urtai in competitive historic Brawl. I had 20 wins and 9 losses for a 68, almost nice win rate. In particular, going 5-0 against green and 3-0 against 5 color, which is very promising to see. However, struggling mightily against the color black, as we don't have ways to interact with artifacts, which they use a lot of, and their hand hate really does tear us to pieces. I think that Urtai is a probably high C, low B tier deck. It's a very mean deck, and I think that's why it gets put up into like Hell Q type queues, because people don't like playing against it very much. So many things get countered, but hey, they do get a card. Once the Narset comes out, though, the fun and games are over. So I really believe that if you're going to run an Urtai competitive Brawl deck, the best way to do it is to really have the deck revolve around Narset, Parter of Veils, and if you can keep that on the field, they basically have no chance. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're almost back. Let's see, if this is coming out on the day I expect it to, that would be Thursday, which means that standard videos will resume tomorrow now that the Miyuk Massacre is banned, and Historic Brawl did a great job helping us survive a dead standard format, which is very nice and definitely makes me feel good about the world and things. So on that note, thank you for watching this video and all the Historic Brawl videos, and I will see you in the next video. You're cool.